Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Meeting Halfway with me, Veronica. And here with me is also Mark.
Hi.
And we have, I think, one of our most special guests.
I think maybe the most special guest.
I think the ultimately special guest we've ever had.
Wow.
And that's Nathaniel Bandy
It's
and
me.
Charlie 5.
Hello. Hi.
Everybody, please give a round of... Bruce, please put a round of applause really quick, and then put confetti coming out, and then have, like, the applause audio get really, really high, and then just...
And have like a plane crash done.
Yeah, have a big plane crash
Oh
down.
my god.
Poor Bruce.
But put Nathaniel Bandy and Charlie, like, no, what was it, minus
World.
Minus World. Put Minus World on the side of the plane.
It's gonna be like, man, screw you guys.
Oh, there goes an hour of my life.
Thanks, Bruce. Go on.
Go on?
Yes.
Go on.
Yes,
Go on,
Nathaniel
Mark.
and
Yeah.
Cherry. Well,
Cool.
if people don't know who you guys are, what do you do online?
Sure.
What do we do? So
What don't we
I'm
do?
a Nintendo creator, one of the OGs actually. I've been making Nintendo stuff ever since like 2011, 2012. I've done a little bit of everything. I'm currently pivoting towards doing a lot of animation stuff. I'm producing it, not actually making it. So that's what I've been up to. What about you?
Well, I'm much like you in that, I don't know if I'd say one of the OGs,
I
but
would
like
say one of the originals.
But you do a lot of Sonic content, very similar to catering to Mark,
Yeah.
to doing a lot of Sonic stuff. I like to point out stuff in stories. I'm a very story narrative driven person, so I like picking apart stuff like that, making jokes. It's very nebulous what I do, so it's hard to describe, but
You're also an artist.
I'm also an artist. Yeah,
Lot
Very
of drawing.
talented artist.
Thank you.
If you guys liked our thumbnail, it's because of our wonderful
It's me.
artist.
Thank you.
Yeah, I remember I find you from your Sonic videos, the Everything Wrong With,
Yeah.
like, and then the Sonic DMs, and I would see your videos, Nathaniel, all the time. When the trend of doing the, like, oh, can you beat, like, this game without doing, like, this started blowing up, I would see your videos everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, that's what really took off my channel.
Really?
Really?
Just that?
Yeah, well,
You had the
I mean,
triggered
okay, here's the
stuff,
thing.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's the triggered stuff. That's kind of how it started. And things are going pretty well, but like once I started to do the coin challenges, things really exploded.
Really?
From there. Yeah.
How many subs did you say you had, like, before then and, like, after? Was it, like, significant, like, increase?
Yeah, I mean when I started doing triggered, it was around 100,000, and then when I started coin challenges, it was like 200,000 to 300,000, and then like a year later, I had like
It was
700,000.
insane.
Yeah.
Damn,
That
that's
was
crazy.
pretty nuts. I was
Dude.
getting like 30,000 subs a month for like a whole year.
That is
That is pretty
crazy.
awesome,
I
honestly.
think the most I've ever gotten in, like, a month was like 15,000. That's like
yeah.
that's like rare.
Dude, it blows my mind. Like, I mean, even now things have obviously calmed down a lot. I'm still like doing positive sub count, which is
Yes.
kind of crazy because I feel like the Nintendo niche is like pretty small. So it's great that people are still subscribing even after all this time.
I feel that same way about, like, my content, where it's like, what if people, like, I talk about such varied stuff where it's like sometimes like weird horror games and sometimes like Family Guy episodes and sometimes like SpongeBob, where it's like
I feel like you're kind of like the next generation of like the cartoon.
Yeah.
You're the cartoon guy.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
the
the
thing is,
cartoon
there's
guy.
not a lot of cartoon channels. I mean,
No.
I can only think of a handful of them.
like
But
Circus
even
Park.
if there
It's a weird community.
If there are cartoon channels, though, typically it's like the Mr. Enters, where it's like
Well, it's like talking about like one episode
Yes.
of a cartoon. It's like I never
Yeah.
really got into that.
one egregious episode.
And they're usually like focused on like one sort of cartoon at a time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Here's your BoJack channel. Here's your
Yeah.
like I don't know.
Well, I feel
this
like it's
channel.
pretty, like, it's interesting how, like, videos nowadays get, like, longer and longer. And I think a good
Yeah.
method of doing that, for me at least, has been, like, take, like, five different, like, video topics and just combine them all together with, like, a loose theme. Like, recently I uploaded a video that was, like, oh, like, Comedy Central's field, like South Park clones. And it's just me talking about, like, 3 random cartoons that have nothing to do with each other, other than that, like, Comedy Central were clearly trying to, like, capitalize on,
They're
like,
on
they wanted
Comedy
another South
Central.
Park. Yeah.
and it was like crude humor.
Yeah, so, like, I think any one of those videos on their own would have got, like 100K if I'm lucky, but you put them together and it's got, like, 700K, you know, just
Right,
because there's, like,
yeah.
a theme. So I feel like that's kind of, like, YouTube's definitely catering towards, like, longer and longer
Yeah,
videos.
I mean, yeah, when I first found you, it was, I'm sure a lot of people would say this, but it was your 7-hour ranking all the episodes of one series. I saw the Simpsons one. I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me. This guy is insane. Like, holy crap.
But I look back at that video and I'm like, damn, this sucks. I could do that so much better. 'Cause
It's a good video video.
I was rushing
Yeah, it was fun.
myself to do it within a month. I think it took like a month and a half.
month?
What?
Yeah, I was watching a season a day. So it got
So
to
he watched all the SpongeBob in a month and a half. I was telling him like it took me way longer.
Well, to be
Just,
fair,
like,
that's all you were doing, right? You were just
No,
No,
you were
I was
you were-
traveling.
oh
I was
my
doing it while
God,
like
dude.
moving,
We were
trying
like
to move to
traveling,
America.
moving, getting
Yeah,
married.
big con, yeah.
That's
pretty
crazy.
insane.
No, because I remember you from like the Butch Hartman days where you were like doing all that stuff,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, yeah, because I had the same like thoughts you did at the time too. I'm like, oh man, he's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So I remember like watching some of your videos back then, and then like you started doing watching all the episodes, and like that's around the time I started to live with him.
Yeah.
And so we would talk about you a lot. We'd just be like, dude, did you see he did this now? That's crazy.
Like now we did every Family Guy.
Yeah,
and I was
dude,
like,
what the heck is
That's like-
Mark doing?
I'm shocked. The Simpsons one is almost 3 years old, but the SpongeBob one was uploaded like I think
A
it's
year
coming
ago.
to 1 year, and it's already like passing the Simpsons one in terms of views,
Yeah.
which is
Oh,
insane to me.
that'll end up being like 10 million views eventually.
Yeah, I definitely. I remember I was working on that video, and I think I was at like season like 8 or so, and then I saw you approach me being like, "Hey, are you working on a SpongeBob video? Because I am too." And I was like,
Yeah.
Fuck.
So interesting like story about like why I kind of made the same video. So yeah, like we started them around the same time, and I was working on Bandy's universe, and I was we did the SpongeBob episode. I'm like, well, I don't have a SpongeBob audience. How am I going to bring people in? Oh, I'll rank all the episodes because I saw you were doing the Family Guy and Simpsons. I'm like, okay, I guess I could do SpongeBob. That'll get a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Then I had to find out you're doing the same thing. I'm like, well, okay, I guess I'll.
So
I was
Rish,
already
and
so
then
deep
disclose
into
Rish,
it.
yeah.
I believe
Yeah.
I believe what happened that day was like we were having breakfast or something, or like I was having breakfast, and you come upstairs and you're just like, "Hey, guess what? What? Guess what Mark's doing?" I'm like, "No." So like,
I had the exact same scenario with
on
Veronica.
the opposite spectrum, we were in Ireland, and Mark's like, I know Nathaniel Bandy's working on the SpongeBob video, and I got to finish mine pretty soon.
Well, I was doing a lot. It took me so long to watch them. And like I wanted to enjoy it because like basically what I would do is I would finish watching a season, I'd write everything out timestamp, and then I would watch like your portion of that season because I wanted to like get a comparison, like, okay, what do we agree on and disagree on for like the episodes?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and yeah, it sounded like you were it was miserable by the end.
Yeah.
So like I was really trying to pace it out, and I don't know, it still wasn't that fun by the end. Like those last few seasons are just
They
awful.
hurt, don't they?
But that's
Yeah.
the funny thing is, I wasn't even going to be making that video originally. Spark, whenever I made this the Simpsons one, you know Spark, right?
Yeah.
When I made the Simpsons one, he reached out to me being like, "Hey, I know you like started this, but I want to do SpongeBob if that's all right with you." And I was like, "Sure, I don't care." And then I in my head, I was like, "I'm not gonna I don't want to watch SpongeBob all the episodes." But then, like, I think like half a year later, he reached out being like, "Look, I know I said I was doing SpongeBob, but I think I want to do like Total Drama Island instead." And I was like, "Great, I'll do SpongeBob then."
Hey, you're not
Right.
doing it.
No agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just felt bad because I'm like, I don't want to like step on like someone's toes or anything.
Right.
But it turns out no one really cared. Like,
No.
No.
like there's people that don't even realize that you made the video in my audience.
Yeah.
But
So-
also, regardless of like,
People are like, "Damn, 12 hours worth of content."
yeah,
exactly.
that's my thought. It's like regardless of whether or not you had did it first or he had
Yeah.
did it first, they're still
Yeah.
gonna watch it.
And I did structure it very differently. Like you did by episode, like as it came out. I did worst to best for
Yeah,
every season.
I can't do that.
And then I added the movies, added the spin-off shows. I'm like, I really want to make it like as different as I can.
Yeah, you
for
went
this
all
point.
out.
Yeah, with that, I see some people, like, a lot of people doing the worst to best, but I can't do it because it takes so much, like you said, it takes so much longer. To, like, you have to watch everything and then figure out, like,
consider-
what order it goes
Oh,
in for the
yeah.
video. I like watch an episode, write about it, move on to the next, write about it, then move on to the next. And then when I finish a season, I will record it all and send it to an editor. So while he's editing it, I will start watching the second season. So
That's
it's
basically
always
what he
like-
did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so my main editor John, like I would send him a season or two. I'm like, all right, this is what you're gonna do for like the next 3 to 4 days. Yeah, it was kind of the same idea.
Yeah.
the pipeline.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we had to do because, like, I mean, he does so much editing. Like, we have a second channel, and back then we were doing like 1 to 2 videos a week on there, so he's still doing that. We were still doing weekly videos as well. And then I'm like,
so
all right,
much.
here's a 7-hour video we're gonna do in chunks.
Oh,
And you
my
better
God.
get it done by
Dude,
December.
by the end, he was so just
poor, his
dead.
arms fell off.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of work for both of us. Like,
Is he the
You
one?
know.
He's the one working down.
oh, that's Carl.
Okay,
So
okay.
Carl,
Yeah.
yeah. So John, he lives on the Midwest.
Gotcha. Dogs. I'm kidding.
Wrecked. You got him, I guess.
I was gonna say if he was the one in the basement, you come down to the basement. It's like the girl from It, where she's like all crumpled up. She's done. The SpongeBob video is finally rendering out.
No, Carl just started full time a few months ago, and he's been helping with videos for several years now.
Oh, wow.
And we've been thinking about like, oh, do we want to go full time or not? He like finished college. He couldn't really. He's been struggling to find like a job in his field because it's a very niche field.
What's his field?
History.
Oh, that is very niche.
He's been able to find a couple of things, but like not much. So like, while you're still looking, why don't you just work for me? And then, so he works downstairs. He's been doing editing for the second channel. He's been doing storyboarding for our animation work.
Oh, he's an artist too.
Yeah.
Historian
Does
artist.
that ever like give you any kind of stress where it's like, oh, I'm not just like supporting myself, I'm supporting these other people too?
Oh yeah, that's the worst part now is like, it's not like there's 2 full-time editors now, a shorts editor, 7 or 8 animators, a couple background artists, a few musicians. They're not all on commission all the time, but like last year there was like over 10 of them.
Full force.
It was insane. My expenses were so high. I'm just like, oh my God. And like I couldn't stop working because I need to obviously bring in revenue so I can pay for everybody.
Yeah.
So that gets very, very stressful. And like I'm managing everything. I don't have a business manager, which I really should, to help like
get all the ducks in a row for you.
Yeah.
There's no like YouTube Academy where like you just you blow up and you're just like, hey, I have all these people I manage now. So it's like he went to film school, so it's just like he knows how to do film stuff, not manage a business. So it's like you kind of have to learn it as you go.
Because it is like managing a business, and you've experienced the same thing as well.
Well, yeah,
Very
you're working on your show too.
I'm
so
working on a
get
pilot,
the idea.
so I'm hiring animators. And then I had someone drew some fan art for me once, and I really liked it. And then I was looking for graphic designers, and he was like, "I've never really done much, but I can try for you." And he made like really good stuff for the podcast. It's the assets you're seeing all around you right
now.
Wow.
And then he was like, "Hey, if you ever want me to like work for your main channel, or I saw you were looking for a compositor for your pilot, I could like learn how to do that if you want. I've never done it before, so like sure, I'll give you a shot." And he did really good work.
Really, really good.
Like on his first try, so I was like, "Fuck it."
Shout out, Mateus.
Mateus. So I was like, or he said, if you want, I can work for you full time. If like we can sort something out, and I can quit my job to like fully devote myself to this channel.
I'm sure that was super scary for you.
And I was like, I guess so. But now it's like it does add that stress on top of like editors, and all this other stuff where it's like, if I was making the money I was making now on YouTube like 5 years ago when I was starting, I'd be like blown away. I'd be like rich. But nowadays it's like, oh no, I need to make like a certain amount of money to like just get by on top of like rent and everything.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like things on YouTube have been going really well, but like I have not really made much the past year or two just because I'm paying for so many
You're
people
doing so
now.
much, So I want to ask, you guys are all YouTuber content creators. I do the art stuff online. Okay, I don't do YouTube. All right. So let me ask this: when were you ever genuinely scared for your channel?
Whoa, both of us got hacked last year.
Yeah.
You got hacked?
No.
Oh,
Well, yours was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say. Oh yeah, you got twice, didn't you?
Well, okay, so basically, like last year, all 3 of the channels that I have ownership of all got hacked at the same time.
Yeah.
Dude,
That was pretty scary.
that's terrifying. What happened?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. It's like a whole thing, but TLDR, one of my alternate emails on one of my accounts had a weak password. I'd never noticed that someone got in. Some crypto scammer got in, and basically they got through to all my channels. They privated all my videos. They started doing crypto scam schemes.
Dude.
All my channels got terminated. So that was pretty scary.
You were
But the thing
trending.
is, like, it's happening. Yeah, I was trending on Twitter when that happened because everyone was like, "Oh my god, all of Nathaniel's channels are gone."
I see that happening so frequently, like nowadays, where it's like, oh, this is the new channel. It's been like turned into a crypto.
Yeah.
Like,
It happened to Linus Tech Tips.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
He's like a massive tech channel. Even it happens to them. Like it's
Yeah.
happening to
Wow.
everybody, and it happened to you.
It happened to me.
Thankfully, you got recovery really quickly. It took you like a few hours to get your stuff back.
Yeah, but I feel like that was mostly because we had your channel manager to help us with that. Because like I mean, you see it happen a lot with like smaller creators where it's just like, I lost all my stuff and like I'm trying to reach YouTube and nobody helps me. But like when you have somebody on the inside that's like, okay, I know exactly who to call, or I know exactly who to like send
Like
you
who
to.
you need to email.
Yeah. And so like, when that happened to you, it was frustrating because like, your partner manager was trying to help and like
Oh yeah,
make
like I
things
didn't
smooth.
have I didn't have my partner manager's phone number, and the
Yeah.
only way I could contact her was through my Gmail, which since
Which
I
is
lost
hacked.
I couldn't
Oh.
get in. The guy changed all the passwords.
So, like,
It was such a mess.
We were all scrambling. Like even I was like trying to contact somebody else, being like, "Okay, I remember what happened last time. Let me." And like even trying to get back into your second channel was like a hassle.
Oh
'cause,
yeah,
like,
so like I got the main channel and the Minus World channel came back within like 2 to 3
Yeah.
days. That's
Yeah.
fine. Nathaniel's channel, I didn't get back for like 3 weeks.
Dude.
Yeah.
Because the support team, like, you have to email them, and they only email back like once a day. And I don't know, like it was. I won't go into too much detail about why it took so long, but it took quite a while
That sounds
Yeah.
horrible.
to get everything back. It was pretty awful, but everything's fine now. Honestly, kind of benefited anyway because I gained like 30,000 subscribers that month when I made a video. I'm like, hey,
Really?
this is why I got hacked.
Yeah.
So
Dude,
I gained like
okay.
5,000 followers on Twitter as well. So
That seems
It
to happen
ended
a
up-
lot. Yeah.
it was like a net positive technically.
Yeah, I
but
remember
that was
that.
scary.
A small amount of stress for a good thing,
Yeah.
I guess.
when I uploaded my South Park video, it got
Yours are like demonetized or
yeah,
something.
it got demonetized
Yeah.
because that's when YouTube like introduced their new like swearing policy.
Yes.
But it's not clear where it's like I swear a lot in the video, but it's like 7 hours long. So in like a 10-minute video, if I swear twice, it's gonna be like way more in a 7-hour video, you know.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
I don't know what the curve
I
is
remember
for
you
it.
like broke it down, and you're like, I swear 16 times in a 7-hour video.
Yeah,
or something
yeah,
like
I did,
that.
yeah. I like
Sounds like
Yeah.
something I
So,
would do.
like,
I just went to the script and like Control F and
Yeah.
just typed in like different swear words and was like, well, why is this like demonetizable?
Here's
And
one F word. Here's an S
Yeah.
word.
Well,
Here's
I'll say
In the
this.
past 7 hours,
Yeah.
like.
So I made a video just like talking about how like dumb it was, and I was telling Veronica for like weeks. I was like, I shouldn't upload this video. I shouldn't upload this video.
So
complaining
passive
about it.
aggressive,
I was like,
yeah.
this is gonna like destroy my channel. But then I uploaded it and it got like a lot of views and people were like very supportive. And that's when YouTube introduced new like super thanks things where you can like donate directly from like a
Like
comment section of
super
a
super
video.
chats,
Yeah.
but now super thanks.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people were very supportive of that.
See,
I was very surprised.
I was like, you might as well say something, because if you say nothing, then it's just like.
No, what it was the Patreon. That's what. Because I was gonna.
That's right, 'cause you were talking
I was
about
like, I
possibly
might as well
making a
just make a Patreon, and I was like, originally there was a whole like segment in the video that I recorded and edited, like promoting a Patreon, and I was getting my artist to make like different like
Assets
banners
for
for
it,
it
yeah.
and different tiers, and at the last minute, like the day before the video came out, I was like, no, I don't want to make a Patreon, so I just had to like scrap it all.
Do you think it's like a pride thing? For
I
you?
think it's a
You-
pride
or
thing.
You don't want to like
You don't want to like feel like you have to censor
Like,
yourself.
Yeah, well,
Or-
not just that, but yeah, exactly. Like show, like feel like, hey, you're already watching, but send me money, like stuff
Yeah.
like that. Because I get that.
I feel bad even about like. Because our friend Sunny's always like, gotta ask people to subscribe in the video, and I'm like, I
It
don't
just
want to
feels
do
so
that.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
see like I tried that like years ago when everyone was doing it, but I don't know. If people want to subscribe, they'll
Yeah,
do it.
they'll
I
do
feel
it.
like
If your
when I do
video's
that,
good
I get
enough.
less subscribers from it. 'Cause people like, because I know
That's
that when,
not true.
because I know when I'm watching a channel and someone asks me to subscribe, I'm like, no, I won't.
Well,
Not.
if you do it in the
Yeah.
beginning of the video, like, of course, like, yeah, anybody who's like,
I
watching
always,
the video
if I do it, I always try to like throw it like halfway through the video, and I do it in like more of a jokey way than like.
Sure. Yeah.
I
But
honestly
I'm
think
serious,
it.
guys, subscribe.
But the
I
first
honestly
time,
think it depends on the channel because
Yeah.
our friend Tetra does it for his videos, and for him, he's a very informative. His videos are very informative. They're very like factual based.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes more sense. But like for us, we're a little more on the personality side.
Yeah,
It's more
exactly.
streamlined, so
Where,
it's
yeah.
just weird. It makes you feel like I don't know.
the
Yeah,
first
like,
time you did it, when Sunny told you to like put a little subscribe thing, you're like, hey, that actually worked.
Yeah, but then you do every video, and people are like sick of it. Afterwards. Like I'm already
You can't
subscribed.
do
What do
it
you
all
want?
the time.
Yeah, that's
Another
fair.
channel I think that does that in a good way is Gaming Historian.
Yeah.
Where he ends all his videos by going like, donate to Patreon, help support it. And it's all like research based and like really like all like fact check and everything. Where it's like,
Yeah,
okay,
Yeah,
that
the way
makes
he
sense.
does it. Well, the thing is, they're shot so professionally. It feels like you're watching just like a normal
documentary.
documentary on
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, if you want to support the show, here you go. It's like,
Internet
okay,
historian.
I do.
totally down with that. Yeah.
Come on our podcast.
I said
Yeah,
gaming
Norman.
historian, not
Oh.
internet historian.
Internet historian. Come on to our-
Did I say internet or gaming?
You said gaming.
I
I'm
think
saying,
you-
yeah.
Okay.
I think you said internet. Sorry.
Either one.
Both of them.
Both of you.
Both
At
of
the
you.
same, actually, getting both of them on at the same time would be hilarious.
That would be pretty fun.
Like,
Internet and gaming
I
historian.
feel like they're totally different people.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might work.
that would be pretty funny.
Yeah.
And then we'll have them fight like Boogie and
Oh yeah, did you know Boogie and
I
who's the
heard
other
about that
guy?
this morning.
Yeah, I heard about it
Wings of
yesterday.
Redemption.
Wings
Yeah.
and Boogie are gonna fight. Like
That's
what?
pretty wild.
Okay.
Organized by Keemstar, yeah.
Oh god.
God. What a
That's
what a
pretty
meme.
cool though.
What a meme.
But I'm assuming I guess to circle back to what Veronica had asked, like when did we most feel
Yeah.
like in danger? I don't think you meant like losing it, but like
I mean, like like, I don't know, threatened that it would either tank,
would tank or stuff,
Yeah.
Oh, we felt that with Among Us.
Really?
Like, it's so weird. So basically, every gaming channel that wasn't uploading Among Us when it was popular, their viewership dipped like crazy.
Really?
Because I was consistently doing like 12 to 15 million views a month for like 2 years. Among Us came out, dipped to like 7 million during that month in November. And I'm just like, I hate Among Us. This game
15 a
sucks.
month?
Dude.
I average like 3 million a month. What the fuck? What am I doing
I'm
wrong?
not doing that much anymore.
You're not doing
but-
enough Nintendo.
You're not uploading once a week.
No, I'm in like always in that state of like it's done. Like the next video is the last.
Dude, okay.
I'm in that phase
Yeah,
right
you
now.
know,
Okay, but it's understandable because like you go months without uploading. So like if you spend
Or
those
you go
months,
like longer, I guess.
yeah, and so like if you have that video and you're afraid of like it's gonna tank, you know?
Yeah, I upload like right now. I'm uploading at least like twice or once every 2 weeks. And then whenever I get like if I'm ever uploading once a week, that's when you know I'm like, okay, I need to make more videos. So I'm in that phase right now. Or it's like sponsor stuff, and it's like, fuck, I need 4 topics this month. I don't have one, you know.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at right now.
Every time you like finish a very big video and then you do a smaller one and you talk about something you actually like or something that you're interested in, you're always like, not doing good, not gonna do good.
Yeah.
You're like, it's gonna be bad. It's not. I don't know. I think I'm done.
My thing
He
is,
posts it and does very well.
I like-
You want to see a very consistent viewership right now.
Yeah.
Like pulling like 200,000 to 500,000 like every video. That's really,
fantastic.
Really
yeah,
good.
I always thought
Yeah.
about this. I've never had like a period where my channel like blew up or anything. I think, like I said, the most I've ever gotten in a month was like 15K. And I've never had a video other than the ranking videos that get like 1 million views in a couple of weeks. It's all just been like a very gradual growth where I get like 50 to 100K subs a year.
You have a more dedicated audience. That's better to have
Yeah.
than like explosive growth.
That's because you're very engaging too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just because I upload consistently, you know?
I think it's
that's
both.
it.
Yeah,
You
it's
can
both.
upload consistently and not be engaging, and your channel would do shit.
I don't know. I feel like at this point I'm getting to the state where I'm like running out of topics. Where I'm-
You've been saying that as long as I've known you.
yeah.
There's endless amounts of cartoons you could
Yeah.
still cover. And so I was talking to Jordan Fringe about this, and he was like,
were you?
he was like, I'm never gonna run out of topics because there's hundreds of cartoons he could talk about, and they're always making new ones.
True.
Yeah.
So
True.
you're kind of in the same boat as him.
You technically, your entertainment, like your business, is in the entertainment business. So you kind of do have like a big oasis of water to drink from.
That's true. I guess it's like
Like an analogy. Thank you.
like trying to like pivot. Like I want to talk about like live action stuff every now and then, but
Why
I'm like,
don't
I
you-
can't do that. That won't do
You
well
just
as
slowly
well.
start doing it here and there.
Yeah, that's all I got to do.
So one of the things that I sort of suggested and that we kind of thought about before you did the SpongeBob thing, you didn't end up doing it. You scrapped it because you couldn't deal with it. But like we wanted to sort of introduce people to the idea that he was going to do SpongeBob because it's just like, okay, you're gaming and then all of a sudden you do SpongeBob. That's kind of weird. It didn't matter, but like we thought, why don't you just like cover all the games,
Yeah.
all the SpongeBob
Yeah.
games? But he was just like,
Yeah.
I can't do it. So it's just like you could sort of do something like that where it's just like, hey, here's this live action version of a cartoon, and then
Yeah.
like sort of
You did do the
Well,
Nicktoon
you did
games
the
one.
Fairly Odd Parents. I
Yeah,
think.
you
Oh
did
yeah,
Yeah, I did
Fairly
that.
Odd Parents one.
yeah, I used to cover live action like a lot in my channel, but then I just kind of like stopped without even like realizing I'm doing it. And then I thought like too, I can just like disguise it as a cartoon video. I can Yurik Salad Bar. Shout out to you.
Shout out to Yurik.
Yurik always if he's covering like a video game or like a live action thing, he always like draws like a little picture of the like character,
He
so it
draws
still looks
characters.
like cartoon or like a
Yeah.
illustration or something like that.
He
So I was
does,
thinking
he
like
does
that.
a really good way of like he illustrates all of his assets and he edits it in After Effects and then like makes it kind of look like a graphic novel. Like,
yeah, that's
oh, I love his videos. Shout out, everyone, go watch Yurik Salad Bar.
Guys,
right
we
now.
recorded a whole podcast with Yurik that we haven't used.
That we have to re-record it.
Yeah.
We can't use it.
part 1, part 2.
It was a whole
The
podcast.
lost episode.
It is like a lost episode.
we did it at like VidCon.
Yeah, we did
Oh.
in the living room, but we had like 2 mics
Yeah.
and a
The audio
big
was terrible.
echo. It was
With
horrible.
5
Yeah.
people,
Five
2
people.
mics.
We were talking about 13 Reasons Why.
You ever seen that
Oh.
show?
'Cause-
No.
Oh,
Terrible.
please watch it. It's my favorite show. Guys, I'm thinking about making a video about it, so stay
Our
tuned.
first video.
My second video. My first real video. The first one didn't count.
Yeah.
But oh, it's such a great show. It's such a great shit show.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's a
That's-
shit show.
That's what I've heard.
As a shit show. It's
Yeah.
great. Oh. I implore you guys to check it out. You can have like a Minus World like movie night.
Honestly, it's funny because
That would be fun.
we've talked about that. Minus World is our group channel for. I mean, I don't know if we established that, but like we've talked about the idea of watching the first Mario movie, like the 19,
all together.
Yeah, like the 1989 one or whatever it was.
Yeah, so I
the live
watched
action
that.
one.
Yeah, I watched that like a month ago. Oh
you
my
did?
god,
I've still never watched it.
So corny, but God,
so
I loved
good.
it.
You
I
love
loved
it?
it
I
so
love
much. Yeah, I wanted to prepare for the new movie. I'm like, wow, this is nothing like
This is
it.
nothing. Yeah.
I've been noticing that like I don't know somehow reaction content has come back in full force,
Yep.
but not reacting
Oh,
to
because
videos.
of the streamers. All the streamers are doing it.
Yeah, reacting
Yeah.
to movies and TV shows is not like the big thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's just like you watch the full movie and then you like chop it up into like little highlights and then you just like go like, hey guys, you want to see the full one? Go to my Patreon and it's all there.
Have you seen? Okay, so do you remember when? What are they called? They're not the Try Guys, or the Idea Guys, or whatever.
The idea is Chris
That's
Chan.
Chris Chan. Never mind. They did. Kids react to.
The Fine
Fine Bros.
Yeah, Fine Bros. There we go. I always get them mixed up. But they started doing that at first, and it got so popular at the time that MTV ended up taking that idea and using it themselves, and they had their own show. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Where it was
yeah.
like a family and they're sitting on a couch and they're reacting to like.
I think
We
I know
had
what you're
that.
talking
talking
about.
about?
We had that in the UK. It was called Gogglebox, and it was just
That's
like
not a real word.
it was like it was like a bunch of different families just watching whatever was on TV that week. It was just like you sit a family
That's so
down
weird.
and let them watch whatever they want, and you just put a camera in front of them, and then you
And
just
they
like
react.
chop it up and you like splice it with other families, and people watched it
Yes,
like all the time.
it was like
Interesting.
that, but it was different. Where it was like a really bad reality television show, but then it would be spliced in with people freaking out on the couch, also watching it. I don't. It was very weird. It's like
very bizarre.
you as the audience are watching the weird, bizarre show that also these other people are watching,
Right, yeah.
and so you're watching their reactions to it, and then you have your own reactions to it. That's a pretty interesting concept, but that was like mainstream, and then that whole idea like that just died for a bit.
Now it's back.
Now it's
I
back.
almost feel like the reason it's back is because it's like a more streamlined version of like doing reviews, like what we do,
Yeah.
where it's just
Yeah.
like talking about it, but you get like the immediate reaction.
You also
from
get
it.
like a
Easier.
substitute for
Yeah.
like watching it yourself. Yeah. Sometimes
Yeah.
I will like find myself looking for a show to watch, and I'll just look it up on YouTube and just watch someone like watching it. You know?
Really?
And I'll just be paying attention to the show itself. And it's like they're like a nice commentary over
I'm
it.
so the opposite.
You're my friend now.
Reaches out, want to come on the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. I'm kind of like, if I see something that interests me, I'm like, fuck it, I'll sit down and I'll watch this, and I'll draw for 5 hours and binge this whole show, like The White Lotus. I did that, and I was like, that was bad.
It's tough because like I mean this is a more artist thing, but it's for me it's tough just because like if it's a show I kind of like want to watch
You
the
wanna
show,
watch?
but it's like what I end up doing a lot is like I don't know, true crime stuff where it's like okay
Oh,
I
me
don't
too.
need to
Usually
like
just listening.
yeah I'm
Like
just
James
listening.
Guest or-
Yeah. And I do that a lot.
I do that too,
Yeah.
or I rewatch the same movies that are 3-hour movies.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I know exactly what happens. I don't need to be watching it. I can just hear
Yep.
it, and I'm like,
Goodfellas. That's
yeah.
a great background sound movie.
It's just like I know exactly what this scene is. I can
Okay.
picture it in my head.
I want to ask, while you guys are working on your videos, Mark always has something to watch. He's always watching something. You always have something going on when you're typing a script, or
No.
well, sometimes.
I can't type and watch something. Can't do it.
Sometimes you do.
I can't write or edit while watching something. I get too distracted.
Typically, you have something always going on in the background, right?
It's his fault. My computer monitors aren't even facing her.
I see it.
Not true.
I
Well,
see it.
you had a similar thing like that too, right? Where you said that like you had to watch it all the way through first because you didn't like pausing to write stuff for the videos. You had to watch the whole thing through and then like write down your stuff.
Yeah, it kind of depends. I mean, in terms of just like workflow, though, I can't like watch stuff or
Yeah,
anything.
me neither.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I can't. Well, the
No,
thing
don't.
is, like, I can like listen to music. I'll listen
Right.
to like J-pop, where I have no idea what the words are, but it's high energy. I'm
So
like,
it can't
all right,
like distract
Yeah.
you.
yeah.
I can't
So-
even do that. I'll just like watch like 6 hours worth of videos and I'll stop it and go like, okay, that's my like enjoyment for the day. Now I will sit and write in silence for the next couple
Yeah.
hours.
Really?
I mean,
so
for
you
the
just watch the
SpongeBob-
whole things.
Oh, whenever I'm watching it, I will like write notes like
Okay.
on a different monitor.
I don't
So
know.
I'm like timestamp stuff.
I mean, like, yeah, when I was watching, well, the thing is, I'm usually playing games, so that's totally different from like watching. But when I was doing the SpongeBob, like sometimes I would pause it, and sometimes I'd watch the whole thing through, and I'm writing, not looking at what I'm writing, but I'm writing it.
Yeah.
So it really just depended on like how much energy I had in that moment.
Comfortability.
I
though.
do.
Yeah.
For SpongeBob, because I was traveling, I think we were traveling, like we were in Ireland.
We went to Ireland
and then we were coming back. You were going to Birmingham
and then coming back to LA.
To LA for VidCon. I was finishing it in like an Airbnb, but I was having to write it on my phone, which I fucking hate on Google Docs.
Yeah, that I would never do.
So I'm watching it on a laptop, like sitting there, and it's like on my phone. It's so annoying, like typing it all. I can't tell like how long something's going on for either because it doesn't have a pH count. So I could talk about one episode for like 10 seconds and the next for like 2 minutes because I can't like gauge how far like the text like is translating into the video script.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of just doing it on notepads, or is that just not good enough?
Well, that's practically the same as Google Doc.
Is it?
Yeah, it's just text.
I just figured Google Doc was a little bit harder because there's like all that UI and you have to like scroll through the page and everything like that.
No, well, it's easy because I can then just go on my computer and open up the same document.
That's fair. Yeah. That's true. Okay, let me ask you guys this then. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, still want to be doing this?
I have no idea. Okay, here's the thing. This is gonna be 10 years starting in July. Yeah, I even remember quitting. Thank you. I remember I used to work at Papa John's when I was in college, and I was like, I hate this job so much. It's the worst shit ever. And yeah, I remember it was July 4th. I'm like, you know what? Well, I already put my 2 weeks in. The last day was July 4th. I remember leaving that day. I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm coming back here.
Yeah.
So I just worked my ass off.
Respect.
Yeah, and I guess.
And now look where we are.
Yeah,
you guys can't
here
see
we
it
are
right now, but there are video games and cool stuff all around us.
You see that little door over there? Probably not.
Probably not.
There
So
are
many
some
cool
video
stuff in
games.
there.
You can like there's a
there.
couple photos. You can give that to
million
you.
amiibos
Yeah.
right here.
Look at you see
just
this?
Can't see.
Million Meebo right there.
Yeah.
Exactly 1 million of you.
Well,
1 million Meebo.
I don't know. I guess honestly, if I can, I'll probably still be doing this. But I think the things I'll be making will be different because I've been switching to animation. We'll see if it works out.
Yeah.
If I'm actually able to at least break even, because I can't keep just losing profit every time I do animation.
Yeah.
So if I figure out a way to do that, I'll probably just move on to that. Things really go well, maybe make like a little tiny indie studio.
Yeah, be a
That'd be
producer.
cool.
That'd be fun.
I thought about that before.
And if that doesn't work, I'll probably end up making a video game, and then we'll just see how that goes.
I'm waiting for that.
Or an
day to
animated
happen.
That would do well. I saw Chad Tronic recently. He's like blowing up right now with his new game coming out.
really?
The
Oh,
Kickstarter
yeah.
one, the little Sonic like Chai Garden.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Clone. It's
Looks
called
really cool.
like Poglings or something like that.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I get those ads on like Instagram all the time,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, why do
I think he
I
made
keep
like
getting?
$300,000 on Kickstarter.
That's nuts.
Dude,
Wow.
good for him.
Hey, hell yeah! That's
Yeah.
if you could get Chad Tronic on, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
True.
I like
can.
Sammy. We were talking to Sammy about you.
He really wants to play a game.
I would like to be doing this in the next 5. I will maybe not like. If I was doing this in the next 5 years, I'd be fine as long as I was able to like use the income I get from it to do other stuff like I'm doing now. Like we're doing this little project right now that you'll find out about soon.
Secret project.
Well, or I'm working on this pilot where it's like I know I'm not going to make any money back on that, but I'm fine with that because I just want to do it.
But it also opens other opportunities for you to work.
Yeah,
Like
so
within animation.
if I'm doing this 5 years from now, but still like doing other stuff too, where it's not just like I'm just making videos and then just disappearing and then just come back to make videos just for the money,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I'm
You know
more
what's-
so.
It's interesting. Like I've seen a lot of older creators quit and then they just come back. It's like they
Yeah.
can't leave. It's
Yeah.
really weird. So at this point, I'm just like, well, I'm not gonna leave.
I
It's
get
kind
that
of like
now.
it's like a hobby mentality where it's like now
Yeah.
that you've done it and you're like, okay, it doesn't stress me out anymore. Now
It's
I
like
just don't want to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like so ingrained into my life at this point. Like eventually I'll probably work somewhere else, but I feel like I would still be making YouTube videos,
Still
even
be
if it was
fun.
only a few a year.
Yeah,
So-
I think I'd do the same. It is hard to like, because there are so many years where I'm like, this is the last year. I'm calling it quits, and then the end of the year comes and I'm like, fuck it, I could do another one, you know?
Yeah.
So that.
That was fun.
I think in one of the podcasts we recorded at the start of the year, I was like, "This
You're
is my
like, I'm
last year.
done. You're like-
2023 is the last year." But now I'm like, "Okay, I'll do 2024 if possible."
Right.
You got
Was it-
you're on a good streak. You got to go to 1 million at least.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. At first I was like not bothering about. At first I wanted to quit after I got 100,000 because I was like, I'll get the plaque. I'll have something to show for my work, and then I'll leave. But then you reach 100,000 and you're like, fuck it, I'll keep going.
I can keep doing
So
Yeah.
so now I'm at 500,000 and it's been like,
Momentum's so much easier once you.
yeah. So it's just a case of like keeping that momentum, and it's like the stress of being like, okay, this month isn't as good as last month, so is that gonna tank now, or is it gonna like go back up again? Usually it goes
Yeah.
back up again, but yeah, I'd love to try go for 1 million, but I don't know. I don't see that happening at least for like another 4 years, 4 or 5.
I never believed it happened either, but it did.
Yeah.
So you just have to keep
You'd
trying.
be surprised.
So I think
Yeah.
I just need to find like a new, like, because like the ranking stuff, that's like my thing right now. I just need to find like another one. But like 4 years ago, I wouldn't have thought I'd be doing that, you know. So
Yeah.
True.
it's like
Yeah.
you never know what's gonna come in the
Yeah,
future.
exactly. Yeah.
You also just like as you grow, as you change, you end up finding
Other
certain other
stuff,
things
yeah.
interesting
Yeah,
or
exactly.
fascinating. Like what was it? Was it Night Terror?
Night Trap.
Oh,
Trap.
so we
Night
played
Trap.
Night Trap last night.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, we actually
started
like.
off as like a joke. But
Yeah,
then,
we were because they were like, "What the hell is that?" I'm like, "Oh, this is like a really old re-release of a Sega CD game." We actually figured out how it works.
We
Oh,
figured
really?
out.
Okay.
Yeah.
you literally press the B button.
You
But-
activate traps and you switch rooms.
It's
That's the
actually
whole game.
pretty
It's like
fucking
Five Nights at
cool.
Freddy's.
Yeah, it's like
Five-
the yeah,
Dude.
exactly.
Okay,
it's
for
like
those
the
who
original.
don't know, it's
Yeah.
it's like an hour and a half long like film of like these kids being left alone at their home and like little Augies, that's what they call them, are coming in like little like bandits or robbers. They come into the house. And
They're
you have
vampires.
To, like, or yeah, they're vampires. They steal blood.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And you have to like, there's like booby traps, and you have to like work with the SWAT team to try and like get rid of all the vampires.
And it's
right?
hard.
It is very
It's
difficult.
very difficult.
You have to keep track
Yeah.
of what's going on because
Yeah.
it's not like 5 minutes. It's not like you can like easily switch the rooms or like look at what's going on in all of them at once. You have to like switch. There's like a little radar that like buzzes when someone's in, and you have to switch through all like 8 cameras to see where they are. And if you don't get there in time, they're gonna get through.
You have like a small threshold of time in order to set off the booby
Yeah.
trap to catch them, and it shows you how many got away and how many you've caught, and like.
And sometimes you don't even know. Like you'll
Yes.
just, you'll just be like,
Yeah.
They'll
you
be like-
failed. You let them
Yeah.
get to the
Yes.
things, and you're like, what even happened?
There'll be like 2 people coming in through the foyer, and then like 2 more other people coming through the bathroom, and you have to pick who you want to go for.
And,
Like,
like the screens don't even switch instantly. There's like a flash, like a tsh. There's
oh,
like
true.
a
True.
so you
There's
have
like a
to, you have
delay.
to, there's a delay, and then like you'll see them, but it's too late. And then there's
Yeah.
like a whole color thing. You have to select the right color, and
Bless
the
you.
color is like different every game.
Yup.
It's random.
It's
You have to
really-
pay attention to the story to know what
That's
the color
crazy.
is, but you can't do that when you're catching the burglar.
yes.
The Augies.
They come in so
Augies.
frequently, but yeah, the only way for you to set off booby traps is they're set off if you have a certain color set, and then you could set the trap, right? But then it's just like a rule they say where if the characters are interacting with one another, they offhandedly secretly mention the color,
It's
which
such a
I
silly
never
game.
heard.
Have you ever-
I never heard them mention a color.
No.
Have you guys ever thought of like doing this, but like you just review games where it's just like, so this week we played a really
I
weird
want
fucking
it, we
game.
want it.
I wanted to do that where we're like that idea of people like reacting to stuff. Where I wanted to upload like not let's plays to the channel, but like
Us playing a
We
game.
sit down and record ourselves playing through a whole game, and then we get someone to come in and like
Edit
split
the
it up, so
highlights.
it's like
Yeah.
it's like an hour long,
The first game we were gonna do was Kingdom Hearts,
which was not a good choice.
Which was not a good choice.
a long game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mark was not.
I got like 2 hours into it and got
He was not
bored.
happy about it.
We've never
It was
returned to
before
it.
we got into the shit, you know. It was
Yeah.
before we like got out of Traverse Town.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, okay. So you're the Kingdom Hearts person.
Oh, I am the
Okay,
Kingdom Hearts
okay,
person.
okay.
He's the Sonic person. I'm the
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts
You're-
person.
You're Kingdom Hearts too.
I'm both. So.
Yeah, you're both.
You're Mexican, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a Mexican
There
thing,
you
dude.
go.
I really do.
There's Ray as well.
Yeah, one of our best friends, Ray, big Kingdom Hearts fan,
Yeah.
Mexican. My friend
so
Adrian,
weird.
he's like half Latino. Loves
Yeah,
Kingdom
loves-
Hearts, dude. I swear.
That's bizarre.
That's a weird stereotype.
But it's like,
I guess it's accurate.
you know what I mean? Dude, I swear. Because you know what it is? Little kid goes, oh, Mickey Mouse, it's a Mickey Mouse,
Yeah.
what is a Final Fantasy? You know, and then they just want to, dude, I swear. That was like me and my brother growing up.
It's funny though, because like I didn't get into it until like I started the YouTube thing. Because like people, when I was doing the story stuff, people were like, "Hey, you know what would be a great one for you to pick apart is Kingdom Hearts." I'm like, "All right, I guess I'll check it out."
Dude.
And so like I did
God.
like I guess I was kind of like Mark, where I'm just like, I don't know, I'm not really that into it.
starts
but I
real
guess
slow.
It starts real slow, and I'm just like, I'm not really into it. But I mean, I'm already playing it, I might as well see it through. And then like at the end, I'm just like, I have all these abilities. I
You're
have
like,
the high
this is
jump.
cool.
Like, yeah,
dude.
okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay,
I
but
get
Kingdom
it.
Hearts 2 though.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 2 is goaded. Is goaded. Okay, we won't go too much into it. I gotta talk about this forever.
I wanted to ask. Last night we were all getting dinner, and I mentioned the secret project earlier, and Nathaniel was like, "Can I guess what the secret project is?" And you said like, "Oh, are you visiting people who have like become memes?" And
Yeah.
then I was thinking about it, and I was like, I guess I have been like, I guess
Kinda doing that.
there is
It
what it
does
seems
come
like.
off that way.
Yeah, like
Sammy and
The Among
Baldy
Us,
and
yeah.
you, but
So So, well, obviously that's not what I'm doing. I think that would
Yeah, no, that'd be very
cruel.
messed up. No, not as.
I'm here to laugh at you.
To be fair,
No,
to
I
be-
thought it would be like, oh, this is like the evolution of
Sure.
like how memes have evolved.
Yeah, I
And
guess
that's what I
wanted
just
to,
kind of assumed, but I wasn't sure.
I guess I wanted to ask anyway. Like, how do you feel? 'Cause that came out of nowhere. That whole like
Oh, it sure
big
did.
thing blowing up
Yeah,
last
so
year.
it's so interesting because we have the literal artist of that profile picture right here.
Here he is.
And you drew it like, what, 3 or 4 years ago? It was a long time ago.
It was funny because like so we met 2015.
yeah.
We were at around the same sub count 30K. And we were doing similar things, you know, like he's doing Mario, I'm doing Sonic. So it's like he comes to me, he's like, "Hey, I'm doing a Sonic video. Would you want to do it?" I'm still living in Mexico at the time. I'm like, sure." We meet. This is during the Skype days, so it's like, "Oh, here's my Skype." So we talk, and it was like, I like telling the story. It was like the most business call I've ever been on, because normally it's just like, "Hey, dude, what's up?" And like we kind of get to know each other. I get on the phone with Nathan, and he's just like, "Yeah, so I had this idea for a video, and like, well, like, when would you be able to get it to me?" I'm like, "Okay." Like, I was a little intimidated because I'm like, "Okay, well," but like at the same time, when you sent me the message, I checked your channel out. And I'm like, "Okay, well, this guy, you know, he seems like he is."
We're both trying.
We're both trying. He's taking it seriously. You know what? Yeah, I'll go for it. And so we get to know each other. We become friends. And so like you were looking for an artist. You wanted to like revamp your channel, your assets and stuff. I'm like, I do that. Cool. Would you be able to do one for me? Yeah, sure. So like I did the first version of it, and that's not the one that became
That's
a
not
meme.
the one that became a meme, no.
But I was still figuring stuff out because I was trying to like find my style, and like
Yeah.
I was switching like art programs. I was using Psy. I was trying to Psy, but like I didn't really like it.
What do you do? What do you use now though?
So on desktop I use Krita, and but primarily I use Procreate now. Yeah.
You know stuff.
And so you try to rebrand after that, like you had.
We found another artist.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Starney.
Starney. Yeah.
People didn't really like it that much, so we ended up basically going back to the original style.
And
And you
it-
like revamped it.
Right, and it wasn't that it was bad. It was just that it was very.
It was just very different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
it was too different. I
So
think.
people like didn't really like the change that much because of how different it was. So you were like, "Hey, you know, could you like maybe just, you know, revamp what we already have?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Like this is not really my style anymore, but I'm going to do it as close to that as I can."
Yeah.
But also, you know, like clean it up a little bit, make this shading smoother. And that's just like what it's been for the longest time. And then out of nowhere it's just like
3 years later, I think the origin is so bizarre because there was a Friday Night Funkin' modder that made a tweet about it. And
is that what it is?
it was Claufo? Claufo, I think is his name, or is his username?
Clifo put me in
His Friday Night
was it
Funkin'
Clifo in the imposter, the new imposter
Yeah.
thing?
So
I'm pretty
fun
sure.
fact, I was actually gonna have a like a song in one of the imposter mods.
Really?
Oh,
Never,
really?
never came to fruition.
Damn.
But yeah, like I got in like a call with him one time. It was really weird. It was like a bunch of people I had no idea who any of them were, and they were asking me about like the meme and stuff. They're like, "How do you feel being a meme?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. It's just weird."
I think that happened, or like it started to happen when I was at my girlfriend's parents' house. Because one day
It
I
was
just,
like June of 2022
yeah,
when
and
it
so
started to pick up.
I was like, because I still lived here, and like I was visiting, and then like I wake up the next day, and like it's all over Twitter. It's
Oh
like,
yeah,
just
the
memeing the hell out of
composer
it.
for Sonic Rush was like, "Yeah, I could beat up Nathaniel."
Oh,
Bandy."
that's
Yeah, I was like, I woke up, I'm like, "There's no fucking way this is real."
And so
I'm like, because it's like, you know, I played Sonic Rush so much when I was a kid. I loved the music. I'm like, this guy knows I exist
Yeah,
now.
but
What the hell?
and he thinks he could beat you up.
yeah, and it was just so
Well,
funny because like
that's like a joke that he
Yeah,
does for
yeah.
like a bunch of different people that are taking off.
So,
Yeah.
so like that happened at around the same, because like I think he did that because of the meme, right?
Yeah, it's because
So
the
like,
meme started to take off on
the
Twitter.
profile picture meme took off. Then Naganuma did that, and then the TikTok "Ain't You Nathaniel B"
yeah,
thing
yeah.
happened at
Okay.
the same time too. But
That
they were
was
all
so
unrelated.
bizarre.
Like it had nothing
That's
to do
so
with each
weird.
other.
Like I didn't do anything. It just happened.
yeah, like literally,
Like even like the TikTok thing was like a month after it started to take off
Yeah.
on Twitter, and that had literally nothing to do with
just
it. It was like
reinforced
some
it.
random kid on high school saying, "Hold up, ain't you Nathaniel B?" And then people relating it to me, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden it starts trending on TikTok for like 3 to 4 days. I go onto Twitter, I see Nathaniel B on trending. I'm like, "What is
What is
happening?"
all going on?
It's so weird.
People are still doing it. I get the comment all the time
Yeah.
on my
Nathaniel B.
Hey, it's
comments.
engagement, I
You know,
guess.
I was
Yeah, it's
gonna say,
engagement.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's engagement.
So
It's
with
so bizarre.
with all of that happening all at once, how did that affect your channel? Positively?
I feel like a month, yeah. I got a little bit more viewership. The thing is like, I don't know if it was great because it's probably just people coming from TikTok, leaving the comment and leaving. So they weren't
Yeah.
actually watching.
Yeah.
But I mean, after that, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll actually upload stuff on TikTok. So
Honestly,
I started doing it finally.
Yeah.
I was very late to the party, but no, I have a shorts editor. They're great. They do like 3 to 4 shorts a week.
Nice.
So
That's
yeah,
our
we get a lot of
editor.
stuff on TikTok. We upload to shorts. Also, I don't know if you're not doing this on your main channel, but YouTube Shorts is really, really good for the main channel too.
is it really?
For the main channel.
Yeah.
Just because it funnels people into it.
Yeah, it doesn't bring a lot of people to your main video, but it makes people more aware of your main video.
Okay.
That's good to know. 'Cause
See,
we
I
were
was
I
going
highly
through,
recommend
like-
doing that.
I was
yeah.
going through like a whole thing at one point for like a month where I was researching it, and I was like, does it fuck with your main channel? In
Analytics.
the
See,
We
that's
thought-
what I thought.
We thought that's what it was.
We
Yeah.
had when you lived here, we had conversations about this all the time.
All the time.
Because at first I was so adamantly against it
Yeah.
because like the type of videos I make, it just doesn't work in the vertical format.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we've had to make workarounds, and like I had a short do like 2.5 million views, and it brought a lot of traffic to that main video.
Damn.
Yeah.
So now like maybe once or twice a month, I'll just upload a short of a video from my channel. And it'll bring a little bit of people to the channel, and a lot of people subscribe through
How
shorts
frequently
too.
you said one or two a month?
Yeah, I just do like 1 or 2 a month, and that's
Yeah.
it. And it's literally just like a 20, 30-second clip from
Yeah.
the
I
main-
always
and that's
considered
it.
I just like if like a new movie comes out and I don't want to like devote a whole video to it,
You
I'll
make
just
a
do like
short.
a
Yeah,
little
just do a
for it.
short.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that'd be fine.
I got chosen for some like YouTube partner thing. It was like for 6 months I will be your exclusive YouTube partner.
Yeah.
And,
Okay, cool, yeah.
And I have had one call with them. Keep forgetting to respond to their emails, but I had one call where they were like, it was really clear that it wasn't really about like helping with the channel. It was about like do YouTube Shorts. They kept telling me like,
Okay, yeah, I will say.
Yeah.
So both of us have gotten. We used to get kind of annoyed about that.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason, and it's because YouTube is heavily investing in shorts.
Yeah.
So they really want people to start including them. So
Makes
I mean,
sense.
Yeah.
for
I guess
me,
I'll
it's helped.
consider it.
Their competition is TikTok, so
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
TikTok beat them in watch time like last
Oh,
year.
yeah.
So they're like, oh crap, we got to
Oh,
invest
no.
now in shorts.
On YouTube Shorts, I think you're doing like really well in terms
Yeah.
of views.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like billions.
YouTube Shorts are doing fantastic.
Do you
so.
think that because I made around that time I made like a poll on my channel being like, would you get mad if I made YouTube Shorts? Because I know there's like a stigma around it.
So here's the thing: like your audience might be confused, but almost all the viewership comes from new people.
Yeah.
So
It's
they're not-
really from your audience.
yeah, I feel like your audience too aren't even gonna like they're not even gonna
They
see
don't
it.
care.
really.
Yeah,
they don't care. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, you might get like 10 people who are like, I don't want to see this, but like, whatever. Like,
Yeah,
the shorts,
exactly.
honestly, like I now see shorts as not a way to make money or anything. It's literally just
It's a tool.
It's a
Engagement.
tool. It's an
Yeah.
advertising tool.
Yeah, it's like a
to get your
Twitter or a
stuff
TikTok.
out.
or
It's- yeah,
something like
Yes,
that. Yeah.
it's literally just that.
That's
and
smart,
you
then.
do make a tiny bit. Like, my 2 million video has like $100 because it's like 5 cent.
That's $100
CPM.
extra dollars.
Yeah.
We have certain mutuals who are just
Oh, Swanky Box.
they get
horoscope.
Yeah, and
Yep.
well, I mean, yeah, that's how he like really made his like third, fourth, whatever channel. But we know some people that like are super not against it, I guess, but they're so confused by it because they're not like really willing to adapt. Like they try it once and they're just like, fuck this, I don't want to do it again.
That's
because
the
it's just a waste of
I'm
time.
confused by it, but it's like I want to learn.
Right, yeah, but it's I've always said that like, and I'm not the paragon of it, but it's just like if you want to survive in the industry, you need to learn how to adapt. Like,
Yeah.
You have to
if-
adapt.
if-
Yeah.
you know, like when the apocalypse or whatever happened, where it's just like, we're gonna start rewarding watch time. It's just like just make longer videos. You know?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know it's not easy for everybody, but you gotta go.
You
with
have
the,
to-
yeah, you have to go with the grain. You can't like go against it because
don't break that.
yes, exactly.
So get ready for the YouTube Shorts, guys.
Yeah,
Yes,
get ready
all
for
of them.
tons of
I will
YouTube
start
shorts.
making them if like it seems fun.
Yeah, it does.
Because sometimes I'm writing a video and I'm like I have nothing else to say. I write like one page and I'm like, fuck, I don't know what else to do. So
Here's a funny idea.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I guess I'll do like a month where I experiment with shorts. We did it for the podcast,
Did it for the podcast for a
but
bit.
where it's just like highlights. But
Yeah, they're
it's just hard to
mostly
keep up
highlights.
with. Where
And
it's like
it
4
is,
times a
yeah.
week.
It's also
I mean, I
like-
recommend getting a dedicated shorts editor for
Yeah.
that. Because there are so many people that are editing shorts for like VTubers are taking off because of shorts,
Yeah,
and there are so many editors that want to do shorts, and they edit it like ridiculously fast for the Zoomer brain. No
Yeah.
offense to the Zoomers,
you know,
but
there's this channel. His name is Awesome MET, and I only found him because I was scrolling past once and I was like, "Is that my avatar?" And I was like, "No, it's his." Where it's like red shirt, orange hair, and he has like a main channel where he has like 100 and like whatever K, and then he made like a shorts channel, and the shorts channel now has like
2
200K.
million.
No,
That's
not 2
crazy.
million.
2 billion.
Like two,
2
it's like
billion.
200
bajillion.
K, and like videos have
subs.
like 10 like million views, and it's like, holy shit, like I need to do shorts. So
Yeah.
I get-
But then he did it on a second channel.
he did it on a separate channel. So,
So
I'm
like,
like, is
what do
it
you
would-
think is better?
I mean, Honestly, I put it on the main channel and it doesn't really interfere because I was kind of concerned because I did like 2 shorts and then I just uploaded this 3D Mario Marathon. Video ended up on trending page, so
I saw,
there was no problem with shorts interfering with that.
I guess I was worried that it would like hinder your watch time, where YouTube's like, oh, the short only got like 30 seconds of watch
It's a
time.
completely different algorithm,
That's
so
good.
no, it doesn't.
I think because we suspect that it may have started like that. Like at the beginning,
I think at first it did.
Yeah, it did interfere
but it's
with
not
it.
like that anymore.
But because they implemented its own system, where it's just like, okay, the shorts is sort of its
It
own
complements
separate.
it,
It's
yeah.
complements
Yeah,
it.
YouTube seems to be doing that a lot now, where it's like they have their own like live stream tab, they have the podcast tab now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What are you doing? You're doing good stuff.
yeah.
Actually, no, I've been really happy with YouTube's changes. The only thing I haven't liked is the getting rid of the dislike.
Yeah.
Like how many people
Interesting.
dislike. Like, who really cares besides like corporations?
I think that's why they did it.
Yeah,
That's why they care.
Yeah.
They don't like people shitting on them.
YouTube even
It's gonna happen. Like,
I think
True.
like a couple of weeks ago they eased out on the swearing thing again. Now they're like, okay, you can like swear again. So
Yeah, didn't they just go back on what they like?
not exactly, but they were like, you can swear more than we initially
I mean,
said.
the thing is, I don't really see. I used to freak out about changes in YouTube's policies, but
Yeah.
literally all that's happening is the advertisers tell them they want this. Then they're forced to announce it, and then they just kind of lean back on it after a couple months.
'cause-
Every time that happens, like
Sometimes
there's
I'll-
never anything really bad that happens. So.
I think I uploaded a video that did get like hit with the no swearing thing, and I just like took it down, re-uploaded it with like no changes, and I got approved. And I was like, you don't even care, you know? It's just, like, You don't
Yeah.
care like if it actually does or doesn't.
That's
You're-
so strange.
so,
That's pretty bizarre.
Yeah, it is really all about adapting. So I guess I will look into YouTube Shorts
Guys.
more.
Expect more YouTube shorts.
Yeah, definitely. I try to find a shorts editor, someone that's kind of like already done it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Screenwave.
That is there is
Screenwave,
like
give
a
us
weird
shorts editor.
there is like a weird art to it where it's like you end the video with because for the podcast channel we would end it originally with like outro like thing, but then
outro.
it's like no, you're not supposed to do
Yeah.
that. You're supposed to end it with like so it immediately replays it so you
that
get
it
like a little
loops.
more watch time for people like
Yeah.
watching it for a couple more seconds and have like subtitles and that. Like fucking transitions for all
To make things
stuff.
visually appealing.
You have
stuff.
to have like so my shorts have text that pop up for everything we say. They're cut very very fast. We
You
have
like
sound
colors
effects,
on it, yeah.
pictures.
That's why
all that stuff.
That's why he said that, like, you know, you need to sort of cater it to the Zoomer brain because it's like editing a short is very different from editing like one of our main videos.
yeah.
because they're meant to be like
It's
that.
ADHD.
It's exactly how it is the ADHD brain,
Yeah.
where it's just like, okay, I'm scrolling. All these videos are like 30 seconds. If you don't get me like this, I'm not interested. I'm gonna move past it. So
it's kind of best that way because again, it's like an ad. That's
Yeah,
really what
it
a
is
short
like
is.
an
It's
ad.
an ad.
Yeah.
It needs to be snappy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never thought about it like that, but you're absolutely right. It is. I mean, for us, it does
least for us, it's
function
kinda
like an
like an
ad.
ad.
Or it
Yeah.
needs to just be the punchline. No setup to a joke, just the punchline.
You're like,
sometimes.
what is
Yeah.
the punch? What is the
Yeah,
joke?
wait, what
Yeah.
are they talking? Yeah, and then they
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
So then you're like, well, I guess I'll watch it again to see what they were talking about.
I get suckered into that stuff because
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I love TikTok.
That's the thing is that like we sometimes have to think about it, and I know that it's hard for us to do it, but like we have to think about it as consumers too. It's just like,
Yes.
okay, what are other people like? What do I watch? What are other people like me watching? So it's
Yeah.
just
yeah,
like, you have
what
to-
is something I would instinctually do
Yeah.
when looking at this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would I go to the account? Would I want to like
No.
look at the thing?
because
yeah.
it's me.
Yeah. Oh, you.
But yeah.
But
I think that was
I
solid.
think that was solid. Okay, we'll do a little outro.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Bruce,
yeah.
get that out.
Yeah, Bruce, cut that out. But also, but then cut back in here, and then put a jigsaw right here, and then cut back out.
Then put a jigsaw over both of their faces for like
Yeah.
a split second, just like one frame.
But make him go. Whoomp. Yeah,
Wow.
thanks, Bruce. Smiles.
Yeah, so thanks. I appreciate you guys coming on. Hang on there for a minute.
Okay, thank you
Absolutely.
everybody for watching this episode, and thank you guys for coming on and letting us interview you.
thank you
and
for
talk
having
about
us.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
Is there anything you guys would like to
Yeah, anything you'd like to
promote?
plug or?
Well, I'd let you go first. I mean,
Oh,
No,
chill.
go watch my GameStop video when it comes out.
yes. It'll probably be out by now, or maybe
It'll
I don't know.
be out either like a day or two from now, or just go watch that.
Go
'cause
watch
that,
it.
it took
Or-
a lot of time.
Yeah, Bandy's Universe
Yes.
2.
Yes,
as well.
watch Bandy's
Go
Universe.
Or you
watch
can
that.
watch that.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Guys, look, Bruce, put their little thumbnail right here. Little
Yes.
thumbnail
There
right
it is.
Yeah, see that?
There it is.
See that right
Go watch
here?
that.
Go watch that. right
Do it.
there.
What about you?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. I just have my channel. If you like, I don't know, listening to a guy talk for hours on end.
I love that. I love that.
Subscribe.
They are on a podcast.
They are on a podcast.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Look, here's their channel.
I like
right
being
here.
funny too. If you like Mark stuff, you know he likes Sonic. I like Sonic too.
Absolutely.
So
The ultimate crossover splash dash.
True.
Splash dash crossover. Well, thank you
But,
guys so
yeah,
much.
thanks for
Thank
watching.
you for
And get
having us.
ready for the next episode of
Of the
road
All
trip,
American Road Trip.
where we're interviewing.
We're gonna be interviewing the Sonic Show.
Probably, yeah.
Wait,
Sonic-
actually?
Yeah,
Really?
Jaden, yeah.
Oh, nice.
We know them.
Oh, Jaden's like a good friend of mine. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
The
cool.
Sonic Show, we're coming for you. And then after that, expect
Sergio
our
Show.
favorite guest, the Sergio Show. Oh, I'm
Sergio
excited. All American Road Trip, guys.
Get ready.